Hello everyone, I'm Silverraptor and welcome back to another Wargame Red Dragon deck gameplay video where I'll be playing on Hopping Glory with that Soviet armor deck that we made in the last video. And a little bit I want to talk about, a little bit of a spoiler and a heads up, is that I am an idiot. Of course, none of you, that's probably not a surprise to a lot of you. As you can see that my mouse is moving, I'm actually re-recording my voice, over the fact that I did this whole recording spiel of this replay, and I was so much of an idiot, I didn't check to make sure that my microphone was unmuted. So I talked, and talked, and talked, and then in the end realized none of it got recorded. So I'm doing this over again. I am not going to be going over the gameplay. I am just going to record over this, watch what I do, and give you the commentary of what is going on. So as you can see, I am saying that I left my UAZ into the forest here. It's so wide open that it's going to take a lot of artillery in order to take it out. Looks like Doctor of Spam, one of my allies, is going over onto the right-hand side into Juliet. Bonus damage is going down the center into Foxtrot to take that town. And I'm going to be taking Gulf over on the left-hand side, which is wide open, perfect range for tanks, but also has a very, very long reinforcement line. As you can see, this road is very long. So, we're not going to have any reinforcements anytime soon, so I want to make sure I have a good enough force. So, when I push forward, I'll be able to hold off the enemy forces. So, I did forgo a fob to get extra points at the start. I started off with these BMP-3s. The reason why I started with the BMP-3s and not the BMP-2s, OBRs, is because these guys have a stabilizer. So I was thinking, if these guys are rolling in, they'll be able to fire their extra long missile with a stabilizer and keep enemy force away in case they try to do a rush at the start of my sector, which is kind of a common strategy. Strela 10Ms also have a stabilizer, so that was to prevent any heli rushes that might be coming forward as I'm moving up. At the start here, it looks like there is a bit of a heli rush on the enemy side. Some UH-60Ps, South Korean Black Hawk style helicopters. They're going to be unloading their infantry, and they doesn't look like they have any kind of escort, which is kind of why they unloaded at the start. Thing is, those Mi-24Vs could rip them apart with their rocket pods, especially backed up by the Mi-8 MTVs. So UH-14's going to be peppered about it with those Mi-24s. And yep, those infantry are going to be moving up towards this town. Looks like some Crusaders are moving up. Now these Crusaders, they are pretty bedded up trained. They only have 2 missiles each, 10% ECM. And they do pepper those Mi-24Vs, but those Mi-24Vs do survive. One gets really close to my Strela 10Ms, but the last not close enough for my Strela 10Ms to acquire. Mi-24V is going to have to retreat, try to shoot at that UH-14, but it's pretty panicked, so it's not going to score a hit. Mi-2 just going to try to get close to see if you can see any kind of infantry that are in there into Gregory. But now it's about time that my convoy has made it to Gregory. I have a T-80 UK. My only T-80 UK all elited up. It's going to go over here onto the left-hand side onto Gregory, and it's going to, with its long-range missiles, be able to provide any kind of support in case the enemy tries to go around the left-hand side here of Gregory itself. The rest of my force is going to be moving up. I am going to detach one BTRT into this forest. I'm a little bit paranoid from one game. Somehow, I have no idea. I had a front line and everything. They managed to get an infantry recon squad back here and really wrecked my back line here. So ever since then, I've been paranoid and always leave at least like 1 infantry squad to make sure no recon squad appears back there. Basilisk tried to engage those UH-60Ps while they were sitting still. BMD-3 and BTR-90s are going to rip apart this infantry squad after they dropped out those Spetsnaz group. And those missiles are not going to be able to stand a chance. Over here on the left, Corps Grenadiers have successfully taken out one of the BMP-3s that was carrying my Molostroki, but my Molostroki is going to reveal them as everything else is unloaded, and is going to be engaging full force against these Corps Marineers, and going to be ripping them apart. And yeah, those Corps Marineers are not going to last for long. Those Molostroki are going to be holding strong, as the TADU does take it out. It's a bit damaged, so it looks like it took a missile shot from those Corps Marineers, and with the stabilizer malfunction, all you have to do is just park the tank, and it's now a functioning tank. because they can still fire its main gun, just not while it's moving. Looks like some Crusaders are going to go for my MI2. They're going to kill it, because MI2 only has 4 HE. But it can fly over my Strela 10Ms. My Strela 10Ms are going to fire a few barrage of missiles right inside of it, and none of them actually connect. 10% ECM, and those Strela 10Ms failed me. Gosh darn it. BMP-3 is going to engage its UH-14 with its autocannon. It is hovering just barely, but the autocannon is going to take that out with enough shots. Tigray Hap is going to be engaging those BMD-3s as one of those hackable missiles are going to be coming from the Netherlands. Tiger Hap is going to be peppered pretty badly against those BMD-3s, but it gets them out of range just in time as the BMD-3... No, it did not get taken out. The BMD-3 is going to be shooting at this recon squad as an escort flies overhead with its rockets to try to stun it up. That recon squad is going to try to get range, misses its RPG, fires, misses the Carl Gustav M2. One of the BMD-3s goes down to the rocket pods, pieces Pheasant 2, fires all 4 of its missiles and only 1 hits. Kind of why I don't like the Peace Pheasants 2, they just miss too much, in my opinion. So, as we are trying to figure out what's going on, looks like a recon squad is going to be going to this forest. It's going to be able to spot all my stuff. I do not like that. Going to bring up a T-72B just to kind of consolidate my forces here because I want to make sure I be able to push on into center. They do have a reinforcement points, and I have a very long reinforcement route. So whatever I have on the troops when I finally push into center, that's all I got. I cannot count on any reinforcements when I try to make my push. In the meanwhile, I'm going to be bringing up a UAZ. It's going to be taking Sheridan successfully. And once I have Sheridan on to get a little bit of extra points, Dr. Spam is going to be moving up with his Machutsen. This is actually pretty good if he can get up and cut off the enemy forces. And, ooh, BMP-2 almost died there, but it died to, what was it? It looks like a French vehicle with a cannon. That BMP-2 managed to survive and take out with the autocannon. That's what you get for having 4 front armor. So, yeah, that's beneficial. If he can successfully get his forces moved up onto this left-hand side, as that Fuchs was almost taken out. Can it get away? Nope. BMP-2, they're acquiring it, shooting it between the buildings. Do successfully take that out as the Machutsen 90s are going to be moving up. And, looks like he's got some heavy stuff in reserve, ready to push forward. I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get his stuff to cut off the enemy forces. Looks like Mi-24Vs are trying to make a suicide push into here. Don't actually really accomplish anything. That is a shame. We could definitely use those Mi-24Vs, because those would have been very beneficial. Crusaders, they are very, very annoying. 10% ECM. I can't believe one of them actually escaped. Jesus. Where are you? Strela 10M? Yes. You failed me. I'm supposed to show how good you are. You should have been able to shoot that down. Salamandra is going to be covering a line of sight over here. As you can see, Dr. Spam is moving up his forces. If he can successfully cut off, he can take over Dimitri and Elena, no problem, at his leisure. A lot of helicopters moving forward, escort, and a touchdown. I like to call those TDs touchdown because it's the first thing that can come to mind. TD is going to be firing one of its stabilizer missiles. Hellfire missile against the BTRT, but that missile's probably actually worth more than the BTRT entirely. Bringing up a Ural because my Modestroki is pretty damaged up, and as you can see, the T8U with the fuel and the BMP-3, yep, everything's about half of fuel entirely, so I want to make sure that they get the gas tanks filled up. MTLBV is going to be bringing forward the recon squad, so I can find where that recon squad is in this forest line and take it out, so I don't have to see it. BRM-1K is going to be moving up. It's actually an exceptional recon tank or vehicle to be able to see anything that comes down the center. Now the escort and the touchdown, he's doing a standard mistake just because the escort and touchdown are armored. When I first as with a newbie into the game and play, that tried to have an Apache engage directly close quarters combat with infantry, but with that much machine gun fire, that's going to overwhelm the little armor that these escorts have, and really cause a lot of problems with it. However, this escort has a happy ever after of surviving, whereas my Apache, when I tried that, did not. Sapper 85 is going to be engaging against the recon squad right here. Hit it with those napalm rockets. Looks like SC-24 took out a cheetah over on the top. Missiles coming. Immediately misses my MTLBB as it unloads my recon squad quickly enough. My BMP-3 is trying to engage that TOW 2. It's going to retreat. It's going to try to hit that recon squad but miss. Sapper 85 is going to continue to move forward. Recon, as yes, the enemy recon is seen, but the Sapper 85 is taken out before I can fire another rocket at it. They are elite trained, so very good infantry as well. Moving back my recon squad into the forest as my T-72B finally arrives into the forest. No matter how, if you remember how long ago I tried to call that in. Ural, has very good, the T-72B has very good gun, very good missiles. Going to be a good stationary defense. See if we can try to take out, TOW 2. Need to take out that TOW 2. My recon squad is going to be moving up. And does successfully see where the recon squad is. But just as it gets into the line of sight, Peace Feather 1 drops all of his small bombs. But it does get taken out, so that's fine. Block 5 gets nipped in the butt as well. So, bonus damage fired a lot of buck missiles. Took out quite a number of planes, that's good, but I lost my recon. So, that's going to need to be replaced. My Vassalics are sitting in the back, ready and waiting for a fire order. Just need to get something to actually hit it. Bring it for another recon squad as we just speed this up a little bit. And Dr. Spam, he's kind of fallen for a terrible mistake. It looks like the CV is actually in the sector, but if you actually turn it to the side right here, that's where the vehicle actually is. We can just kind of see where there's the CV, there's the line. He's not quite in the center. You kind of, for this map, you're gonna have to turn it sideways to know exactly where the CV is going to be. I'm sure, and he even realized his mistake. He got it in there just fine. All right. So it looks like Dr. Sam successfully have cut this off, but he's firing against those Fuchs Milan. At that range, they're going to rip apart those SPW-70s, and with that accuracy and that veterancy, I'm sure those have like Motion Jaeger 90s in them. My bonus stroke here moving up to reveal the recon squad. BMP-3 is trying to fire, really shooting wide. He's panicked for some reason, not entirely sure why. C8U is revealed. I am going to have to be mindful of that. Okay. Basilisk are firing some mortar shells here. I forgot exactly what they're trying to aim. Did they hit anything? Oh, that's a touchdown. Okay, T8U took a front armor. Second missile misses as it has retreated successfully into the forest just in time to be hidden by that. Ooh. Forced out a recon squad that is exceptional optics. I could tell that was exceptional optics before calling up the info here because of the symbol. The symbol has the binoculars, the two side, and the underlined symbol at the bottom. That shows at a glance that that is an exceptional optics vehicle, in case you hadn't noticed that. Yeah, the same with the BRM-1K. With those optics, I'm going to need to find another recon squad to get give an accurate example of the difference between them. Yeah, it's MTLBV. When I unload that infantry squad, it will show the difference. Missile fires from the BMP-3 with those Arcan missiles. First one missed, 62% accuracy. Let's see if it can hit. Missiles flying. And the missile misses again. Okay, come on. Third time's the charm. Can you do it? It's an exceptional optics, very expensive recon vehicle. Score the direct hit. Nice points for us. Ooh, Salamandra. Perfect. This has very good optics. I can tell that from the symbol. As you can see, it does not have the line under it on the bottom, but it has the binoculars to the two sides. That shows that that is actually a very good optics vehicle. So you can tell that, for example, this BRM-1, so the Salamander, this BRM-1K is, or R1 is exceptional optics because it has the line underneath. So if you ever want to know what kind of recon the enemy has, ooh, that's a Tunguska that was killed by the TOW 2. Salamander was unable to do that, and those Crusaders are going to successfully take that out. Those Crusaders are actually doing pretty well for elite training, taking down helicopters, especially taking advantage of the lack of AA. Vehicle trying to move up into the forest. Looks like there's still some Commando Marines, and oh no, LSDR-40s are trying to engage Commando Marines. LSDR-40s are not meant to engage infantry. They just have that gun as a defense measure, but without the lack of light machine gun, they're going to be ripped apart by any other infantry. T-72B is going to try to acquire these Pratts, but misses, unfortunately. Those pirates are going to retreat, and the 1072B is actually taking quite a bit of a hit. BMP missile fires, goes into the dirt, and it's going to have to come back as the Euros finally come up so we can successfully resupply all of my stuff up. Armor, missiles, and everything. BTRT unloads the Sapri 85. Going to be moving up to take out that recon squad, but a TOW 2 missile does hit the BTRT, but the BTRT has 13 front armor, so it's able to survive the first shot. Second TOW 2 takes it out as the Leopard 2A1NL is treated to Sapri. Sapri is just trying to reveal those recon squad. BMP3 misses. This one fires, yes. That recon squad's done for and no longer a problem or a thorn in my side, as bonus damage seems to be backing me up, and I have brought forward finally some bucks because of all the Crusaders that are flying around and aircraft. I want to be able to shoot down any planes in my way. Combat Dozy have made it successfully to the town, but they're so outnumbered and being fired at all sides. I do expect them to be taken out by those Ground Marines, as well. Actually, it looks like a lull in the fighting for a moment. Combat Dozy take out that vehicle, and they come on. Can they get that Flux Milan? No, that Flux Milan got away. That would have been a good point to kill for them. BTR 90 has found some Yubagun who are atop this mountain, and they're like, hey, you know what? Let's just have a nice view, see out, have a picnic, and get peppered to death by a BTR 90 autocannon. Yep, that was nice and fun for them. Hap and a Tigray Hap, because the R and the E is actually switched, so it's not Tiger, it's Tigray, is going to be moving up. It's actually pretty good. Anti-infantry killer because it's double the rocket pods as the HAD version. Fiat is moving up. BTR 90 proves as the king of APC combat. And we go back to the Tiger. Now that's actually the Tiger because the correct E and R are formed there. Machutin is going to go up against Commandos Para. Don't have much hope that they would do very well, especially with these the Tigray and Tiger. Moving around on the left side to go and take out the Machutin. Vab is coming down the field there. As you can see, Dr. Spam doesn't have very much AA, and he's going to be having a tough time over onto that side. BMP3 engaged whatever that was, as I had just dropped smoke with my Vasilic. I've seen a lot of players be doing this in games lately, so I decided I wanted to try. So, smoking it out, get my recon squad into that forest area to reveal. And I shift-clicked it to move it to the right so that they can avoid any counter-battery fire. T-80UM takes out one of those TOW 2 Prats, as my T-72B is also going to be acquiring 2. Missiles are firing, and they actually got a kill. Both missiles hit. Oh my word. Every time I try to use ATGMs with tanks, they always miss. T-80UM is going to be firing at the Pratt. Successfully takes it out, does get hit. Is going to be acquiring that Leopard 2A1. Here comes the Peace Feather 2s. Will be firing their missiles. Successfully taken out both by T-80UM and T-80U, but we do get both of those Peace Feathers down. T-72B engaging at Leopard 2A1. Alright, that missile missed. And it's moving up. Going to be engaged at Leopard 2A1. Now it's going to need to back off because it's not going to win that fight. So, yep, backwards it goes. But I'm going to swap out the B model for the BU model, because it's a better model. So you got rid of one T-70B, but here comes the other B. It fires its missile at the Leopard 2A1. Missile misses, as I expected, and the shell acquires and takes out that Leopard 2A1. And got to show it to reverse, so that it could be resupplied, because I want to make sure I have a good enough force. As I try to get my stuff onto the right-hand side, I want to surround this with a good force to take out center, because this is a reinforcement point, and I can't get any other troops in, so I need to be very mindful of that. Whatever I have to push forward, that's all I have to make a successful push on. 2 Leopard 1A5s over here onto the right-hand side. That's going to be a little bit problematic. Something's blurring that alarm. The BTRT is being hit by the TD, or touchdown. Strela 10M hit that touchdown. That TD does go down. That is about 130 point helicopter, which is a good exchange because the Strela 10M is how much points is it? Where is it? There. 45 points. Alright, yeah, that was definitely worth it. BMP-3 is going to acquire the Leopard 2A4 with its Arcan missile. Misses, barely. And so it's going to quickly reacquire that Leopard 2A4. Leopard 2A4 moves forward just a little bit, takes out the BMP-3 as the BU acquires with its missile, firing forward, and it hits. Oh my word! All these HGMs from the tanks are actually hitting. This never happens to me in a regular game. Bonus damage seems to be backing me up with Buratino. He is helping me out with all this stuff, and I don't mind, especially with his BTR-90 killing whatever keeps coming down. Looks like a Vab. Is it a Vab? Yeah. Vab with a Brawny machine gun. That was not going to stop a BTR-90. Yeah, that thing's the king of everything. BTR-90. That's a good recon, as you can see. It's got just a plain old binoculars, good optics, so that you can tell at a glance what optics the recon has just by the little symbol onto the right-hand name. BU's out of the missiles is going to retreat, then try to chase after the K1A1. See that it moved out a bit forward. See that it's about to make it for us. I retreat the C-72 BU again as a little bit of chess game with heavy-duty tanks. Buratino's going to be opening up with the napalm. They are going to do a little bit of damage, not really going to kill any tanks that are actually there, but it's actually a nice coverage and forces the KCT out of the forest into the open. They are elite trained, and that will do quite a bit. My fastest is going to be firing, and I think this is actually smoke. I just want to add another layer of smoke to make sure nothing actually sees. As with this Buratino, this is about our time to push forward. If we can move up quickly, we can be able to take out that forest. So everything's going to be moving up. All of our Monostroki T-72BU is moving as well. And acquiring the KCT, that KCT, excuse me, is seeing all the stuff moving forward. But Leopard 2A4 is going to come out. My BMP-3 is taking out the TOW 2, successfully taking that out. Leopard 2A4 is shooting the Monostroki at the front, which is what the Monostroki job is supposed to do. Tank shots for the tanks. Say that 5 times fast. Peace Feather 2 is going to be trying to come in. Does get taken out by the Tunguska that I have as the T-72BU, UM, other T-72BU, and BMP-3 missile that Leopard 2A4 to death. K1A1 is also now going to get the missile treatment outside of its main gun range. Takes a side shot. It's going to go on to retreat. Looks like we're out of the missiles there, but this is pretty nice with all my heavy tanks just moving forward and clearing stuff out as the infantry tank the shots. T-80UM is acquiring, looks like a KM-132. Alright, got that taken out. I can't believe that it actually hit as well. Okay. This normally does not happen. Over here on the right, let's see. LSTR-40, the Commandozi. Oh god, those are Happy Young 90s. Those were Happy Young 90s that suddenly exploded into fire. I was about to say, Commandozis might have some trouble. There's an ATGM flying away. Oh no. Oh, it took out the East German style Tunguska. Okay, yeah, that was really bad to lose. Looks like we're getting into the forest. F-16A MLU shoots down the IL-102, but my 2 bugs do successfully shoot that down, giving us complete control. And over here, I have the BMP-P2s. They unload the Monostroki. These have the Conqueror's missile and the autocannon. They're going to be driving down the right-hand side to make sure no vehicles come down that side, and they can flank down the road here and take out the enemy. T-72B going to fire its missiles. I'm not sure what it's really aiming at. T-80UM is also moving up. Another missile misses from the BMP-3s. T-72BU and T-80UM taking out the K1A1 as also the cargo trucks are now being captured as the bonus damages Monostroki are moving forward. That will help out resupplying all of our troops successfully. And looks like another cargo truck's not quite going to make it as I bring in more infantry and successfully secure this forest region. BMP-3 going to be acquiring, looks like the 10-point trucks over on the left-hand side. I'll move up my MI2 so I can spot to see what kind of stuff is coming down, the reinforcements down the lane. BMP-3 is getting pretty close to the town. I saw that flash of infantry right here. Okay, good. He's retreating them. So yeah, the Mi-2 is going to be seen over here onto the left-hand side. As oh my word, what happened here? Looks like a tactical nuke, or not really a nuke, but a tactical missile came from the. Oh, well, there goes my Mi-2. But yeah, I was supposed to be able to spot when it was coming down. So now we're kind of blind at what the reinforcements the enemy is coming. Sending a lot of APC vehicles down the road here, and these all seem empty because we're only getting the points for killing the vehicles. No infantry are popping out, so they don't seem to have anything in here. But that just means there's a lot of infantry into that town. Gotta be mindful of that. Leopard 2A1 says hi. So do my Leopard T80UM and T72BU. Beast Pheasant 2 does take out my T80UM, but my Bucks do shoot it down as revenge. So that was okay, I'll admit it, those things can do their job sometimes. But I lost my T80UM, and I bring up a T72BU and a T80U. So this is my strategy. You take out one of my super heavies, two more take its place. Haha. IL-102 is coming out with for bonus damage. He's going to be hugely bombing with his bombs right here. Ooh, they are armored, so they did survive a missile hit or two. Ooh, it took out the CV. The sector got neutralized. Nice bombing runs and flattening half the town. So now my Euros are moving up. They're going to be resupplying. I am just waiting a little bit just to make sure that everything gets resupplied, refueled before I make my push onto center. Yep, make sure my Bucks are refueled up. I've got the Mi-6 here, so now my Euros, which are already empty, can come back and refuel from the Mi-6 and keep everything all resupplied and fueled up. As you can see, only like one missile and here, a couple missiles there. So this is all pretty expensive. Up, Buck is being takes out a Block 10 cluster bomber, and oh my god, wait, those are bombs. Those are cluster bombs. Going for my T-72BU. And it survives like a boss because T-72BU, 4 top armor. Take that, cluster munitions. So yeah, if you ever decide you want to try to take out a T-72BU, make sure there's very little AA with your cluster bomber in the region, or bring lots and lots of cluster artillery cluster, because these things can survive cluster pretty well with that 4 top armor. Ooh, a CV helicopter. Don't see very much of those. He looks like he's trying to come here into center. I need to make sure I can be able to stop that. I do have my Tunguska back here, and I am moving up my Igla ends. They're going to be able to stop that CV from getting too close to be able to recapture that sector. Do not want that to happen. Helicopter CVs are kind of bad because you'll be able to see them, so they can't really hide. Now that's kind of the downside. BMP-3 is going to be firing to get these YP-408s. Successfully take that out. T-72B is also going to be firing its missiles. Snowtrooping are revealed. And no longer with us. MiG-23 MLD looks like it tried to take up that Puma. Didn't quite do its job. It looks like some Crusaders, but the MiG is going to be getting out. Another YP does go down. And uh-oh, BMP-3 got hit by the Leopard 2A1. So now my T-72B and my BRM are going to full reverse. Fortunately, the BRM did survive that shot from the Leopard 2A1. So they're going to full reverse, try to retreat into the Allies, or back to our front lines to be successful. Oh no, T-72B got their track transactional hit. It's not moving very fast, so I stop it from moving so I can quickly try to get more accurate to fire its gun. It misses, and the Leopard 2A1 does successfully take it out. So that BRM has to haul ass backwards if it wants to survive. If it can get back to our front lines. I believe in you, BRM. You can do it. Oh, I need that recon. Another piece of defense coming up, dropping these huge amounts of bombs. Our combined Tunguska do shoot it out, but the F-16C plane does take out my ally Tunguska. My other Tunguska, which has a radar gun turned off, did try to shoot at it, doesn't quite hit. Leopard 2A1 going after those BMP-3s, but my BRM is going to get away, it seems. BMP-3s are hitting it, and with those frag grenades for the BRTs as well, that could actually kill the 2A1. That's why he has to retreat. He has no choice for that. Crusaders are moving up, not quite sure what they are going for. Bucks finally turn on. Going to engage with their missiles. Does it hit that Raphael? No, it's not, but the Crusader does go down. Finally, those annoying little flies have been swatted. Good job, Bucks. And the radar is off already. And keeping them well supplied. Oh, we've got tanks in the back line. Looks like we got a CV here, and now we are bringing in T-62 MV1s with BMPTs. They're going to try to clear out that tank and anything into the back line here. IOC HEOS as well. And my Mi-6 has spawned kind of in the wrong spot. If it's going to have to fly right over the town, and if the enemy has any AA that they actively want to shoot that, it will do a lot of damage, but fortunately it's actually close to where I want to land it anyway. That T-72BU and TDU finally arrived after that long wait, joined with the other T-72BU and the T-72B. These are all really heavy tanks that are moving up and taking out the enemy forces quite well. And, yep, just gotta keep my bucks moving forward. And sending my Mi-6s back to my allies' FOB for resupply, because these will drain that FOB quite well. We do have a lot of supplies. In the meantime, I also brought some Iglas in case I tried another helicopter push against these infantry. And Dr. Spam looks like he's about cleared out this town finally. Comet does he have made it in there? Scott 2 is doing a common tactic where it drives a little bit of a suicide rush into where the enemy is, just to see what fires back at it, so you can properly prepare what the enemy has. Oh, do you ever wonder? I wonder what the enemy has. Just send a cheap vehicle in and sees what shoots at it. K16 wanted to say hi, so my bucks decided, hey, hi, here are some missiles. And yep, that's why you always micromanage your radar AA. And in the meanwhile, I have my Euros, which have already emptied. So I'm moving up my Mi-6 as well. It's going to be, since it's decided there's nothing back there to resupply, it's going to resupply everything into this forest so that we're ready to make our push as well. Also bringing on more Euros because it's just a short drive. So, just gotta get prepared for our final push onto Boris and Anna. Commando Dozy found the last of the Commando Marines. Those Commando Marines are not going to last very much longer. And, ooh, look, a helicopter push. Tiger's moving forward. Looks like also as well backed up by a Tigray. SPW gets taken out by those Panzer's rocket pods. That's pretty deadly. Yep, these are a deadly plane to have to contend to. And that's an LSTR-40. And the LSTR-40 is, yeah, pretty deadly with those missiles. And successfully bowled in between the split of this bowling alley Panzer. And finally it hits the left pin at the end of that track. And the missiles are going for the Leopard 2A5, but the Leopard 2A5 does successfully get into the forest. So now I need to know about that to contend with, but the Euros are finally coming forward to resupply, and now they bring forward 2 more T-80Us and a T-64BV. Nice, medium heavy tank. Going to be ready to make my push forward pretty soon. And oh, here comes the Super Dart SEM, probably going. Looks like it's going for my Tunguska. Successfully takes it out, but all the other missiles of the radar AA net takes it down. Mi-8 MTVs are going to be coming in with those Conkers, so we are definitely going to be providing some. Both of them is going to be backing me up as we push forward. So I've got these heavy tanks here. These are going to be, definitely help up, and I'm bringing forward the Tunguska. So when we finally get into this, we actually have got a good consolidated forces right now. I just got to see what the enemy has for defensive. Bring forward an Mi-2. It's going to be going into the river area over here into this forest line. Just got to see what is there, as that BTRT has found out. Sapri 85 is popped out of their vehicle. Leopard 285 is going to be shooting at it, but they're now going to be making their way towards the bridge. And the bridge is actually blocking the line of sight a bit for the Leopard 285. But now all of my stuff is going to be moving forward. Wanting to keep that Leopard 285 revealed. As my T-80U, everything's moving forward to try to acquire that Leopard 285. Something within that forest. That submarine didn't survive very long. And now here comes the missiles from the tanks. T-80U does successfully hit it into the front. My word. More missiles are coming forward. And all the missiles are hitting. I swear to God that all the missiles... Uh-oh, block 5. Block 5. Is it going to get taken out? Oh, as all those missiles does get taken out, but the bombs do hit those tanks with their heavy armor, shrug it off like it was nothing. Over on the left-hand side, T-80U does take out that Fiat. And this Tunguska and T-80U are going to be moving to this edge here. They can't cross the river, but they'll be able to provide a good cover for anything that might be coming down, as the rest of my tanks are moving forward. Toad 2 tries to target my Tunguska, but my T-80U says no. It says no to that. T-72B takes out a landed helicopter, and looks like more stuff into the forest. So I'm just going to be charging down into this forest line area, into forest here. Ooh, some Yabba guns are just hanging out there. That's going to be taken out as the T-72B is going to require whatever it is in here. Takes out one of the vehicles as some Avion 90s are there. T-64BB is going to be taken out by their 24 AP power RPGs, but those were my cheaper tanks. I turned to have my front armor engaged to be able to hold off those Avion 90s. They're firing their missiles, does take out the T-80U, but with the front armor for the rest of the stuff to be able to survive the Avion 90s and these BTRTs to be able to cut them up, we continue our charge forward. BMP-2 OBR 1986s are going to be coming up and to be covering onto the right-hand side with those Conquest missiles and be able to take those Yabby guns, but don't want to get too close because those are bazookas and they can provide a bit of a threat. But now that these guys have come up onto the ridge line, they're going to be shooting at those Yabby guns. BMP-2 OBR that are firing the Conquest M. It looks like it gets some cheap vehicles over here. Well, whatever makes them happy. Puma has been spotted out as these troops are done. They're going to be no use there, going to be crossing the bridge as it looks like bonus damage is also going to be joining me into push forward as I move everything up. And over on the right hand side, Dr. Spam should be all clear. Nothing's going to be pushing up onto him, so he should have that all cleared away as the reinforcements would be trying to stop us on our push forward. That little vehicle is going to be having a lot of misses. So yeah, this is what typically should happen with all these missiles that are missing. Tiger and Tigray Hap is moving up, but the Tunguska M is going to be firing. So this to take out the Tigray Hap, stunning up the Tiger, and the last missile does take out that Tiger successfully. T-80U is moving forward. Looks like some Happy Young 90s did take out the T-80U. T-72BU is going to have to retreat from that as more Happy Young 90s are moving over here onto the left, but the T-72BU is able to successfully deflect that with its heavy front armor. So those 24 AP power, it's able to take that like a boss. BMPTs are moving up, as well as my BTRTs are also going to engage that YP-408 as it comes down the road here. Peace President 2 was going to go for my tank, but descend and decided to get the BMPT. Does get shot down for its troubles with the amount of AA net we have. BMPTs are going up the Happy Young 90s, and with its frag grenades and its main gun are quickly chewing apart those very deadly infantry, which is actually a good spot to try to keep tanks from advancing forward. BMPT going to keep engaging with its frag grenades. Happy Young 90s firing the RPGs to successfully take that out, but now my BTRTs are going to move up with their frag grenades and guns and take out those Happy Young 90s that are holding the forest area. Here we have some cluster peppering the area with a nice little bit of seasoning before we devour it with our meal. BMP-2 OBR 1986 is going to be moving up because their autocans are pretty deadly against infantry that are moving up. BTRTs are having a field day with their frag grenades and kind of loving their 13 front armor so that they can survive. T-72BU is going to be moving up, sees the tanks, aims at a tank, shoots a tank, and kill the tank. Alright, good. It's taken care of. MI2 is moving up so I can see where all the enemy is as we're making our final push. I decided to be a little cheeky and put a UAD into force to get us a little bit of extra points, even though it's really not needed at this moment. The other guns are going to be quickly chewed up by the T-72BU and the BTRTs. Other T-72BUs also firing at them, so hate to be those guys. All my infantry are finally catching up now that my tanks stopped for a while, because tanks are a lot faster than infantry. Fact. T-80U Buck is moving up as a Peace Feather 2 is going to be aiming for my T-72BU, but instead changes target towards the Tunguska. Successfully takes it out, but all the Bucks do take out that other Peace Feather 2. An escort's going to be moving forward as they're bringing forward some T-34s and other tanks as well for the reinforcements. And that escort I am actually going to ignore because those rocket pods won't really threaten that T-72BU too much. I actively target that logistics truck because I don't want it resupplying whatever he wanted to resupply. So those tanks are going to ignore it. There's the CV of the Puma over here, and the TNDs are going to be moving forward. They are going to try to shoot at that escort, but the Buck does shoot it down with a missile about the size of that helicopter itself. So that works out as I capture both of the enemy FOBs, and it looks like bonuses damage. T-62 did take that out. So that was the game. That was definitely very fun playing with all those super heavy tanks. That was medium income, in case you guys were wondering, but I did have a lot of sectors captured, so that was useful. And I'm also very surprised that a lot of those ATGM missiles from the tanks hit. I swear that the gods decided, you know what, we know you're going to record this, so we're going to make it so that your missiles actually hit. So no one believes you. Your viewers are not going to believe that we miss all the time. So I was greatly disappointed that I wasn't able to show you my horrible rotten luck. It changed when I was trying to document the evidence. Isn't that how it always works? But anyways, let's go towards the kill speed. BMP3's got a lot of kills there. T-72BU is nominated for the Fable list with all the kills it's gotten. Nice collection there. TDUM, not far behind. Yep, as you can see, a lot of heavy tanks with a nice AA cover net. Pretty hard to stop in a wide open field area. But yeah, that was the game. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I will see you all in the next video.